Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. This is Auto Detour, and in today's video, if you saw the last one, we fired up Gramps with his new motor for the first time last night here at Eric's place. So now we're back during the day, during the daylight. Insurance is on the truck now. And we're gonna take it for its first drive back to my house. And once we get there, we're gonna have to do its first oil change. But right now, we're loading up the busted block into the back of the truck. There's Eric.
Ryan's saying goodbye to me.
Yeah.
Bye, Gramps. Let's go back to a track again and hopefully not blow up.
Yeah, well, that would be ideal. But anyway, you can definitely hear the cams in there now, even though it's
quiet.
super duper quiet. We're loading up the busted block. You can see the big old windows and all the extra pieces and whatnot in here. I'm gonna bring that back to the house. Comment down below what we should do with all the pieces and the busted engine. We got to do some sort of memorial piece for Gramps. But let's get this block loaded up and then take Gramps for his first drive with the new engine. I know. That made it way easier.
Well, otherwise we pulled it. I didn't really pull it seriously. Alright, buddy.
Alright, here we go. First driving Gramps. Obviously, we're going to take it a little bit easy. You know, break the engine in a little bit, not getting in too much boost. The radiator is still leaking for that little janky fix we did to get it put back together. I'm going to turn this off so we can only do spring pressure. I can't remember if I have a 10-pound spring in there. Runs surprisingly good. Yes, missed that a lot. Oh my goodness. That makes so much more noises than the last engine. You can tell it really wants to go. Oh my goodness. Take it easy. AFRs are getting down to 12s and 11s, getting into boost, so that's good. I'll make sure we're not too lean. Still don't have the updated tune on it yet. I got to get Casey to send that over. So we're just going to take it kind of easy today as we get it broken in, warmed up, get all the oil burned out of the exhaust. It's smoking like crazy out the back. Getting all that burned oil out of the exhaust. Guys, it's so Unbelievable to be driving Gramps again. He's been down for so long. Feels so good to have him run and driving again. Oh, we got an underpass. Definitely missed that. Anyway, let's get him back to the house, get him up on the lift. I got a few more things like wires and tubes and stuff. Dang. A few more things like wires and tubes and things that want to get zip tied up and out of the way a little better organized. And we're gonna do the first oil change. So I think we'll do that oil change in this video, so stick around for that. I'll see you guys at the house. Alright guys, well, Gramps is finally back in the garage on the lift. Well, on the lift isn't new, but back in the garage running again. That is definitely new and exciting. Really, really great to drive Gramps again. I haven't driven the truck in over a year. Felt really good to get back in there. Kind of surreal. It's kind of like one of those things where without Eric's help, I was kind of like, this is never gonna get done. So again, a huge thank you to Eric, Racing Ram Fam. Go subscribe to his channel, follow his Instagram. That guy's amazing. Busted this thing out in just a couple weeks in his free time after work. So that's really amazing. So thank you again, Eric, for that. Before we jump under here and change the oil and the oil filter, I want to jump over here to the side, kind of show you guys. Let me grab a light. Oh, this light sucks. There we go. That's better. So my biggest area of concern is right in here. You can see I have the ABS line and the O2 sensor coming off the header, kind of zip tied together here. And then these are the vacuum lines for the four-wheel drive. These are all normally clipped to the inner fender liner, which I can't fit in here because of the big old downpipe right now. I do need to get that at some point carved out so that'll fit back in. But as you can see, these are all running right inside, really, really close to this header, which I don't like. So I was able to run the O2 sensor kind of up over here, which is good. So that's out of the way. I do want to run these lines a little bit better and see if we can't run these four-wheel drive lines just a little bit further down and away from this header, and the same with this ABS line. Just kind of get that kind of stuff wrapped up and out of the way so you don't have to worry about it. And if you're curious about the that valve that Eric wedged open with the crowbar, that's down here. That is my boost actuated cutout. That's what this big pipe is here, right here, going down to. That vacuum line runs right along inside here, down to that. A lot going on in the passenger side fender here, but I think we'll be able to clean that up a little bit. It'll help to get the fender liner in there too. But that's enough about that. We'll get that stuff wrapped up and out of the way. Let's hop underneath, do this first, maybe 15-mile oil change. Eric wants to do that just because obviously it's a fresh engine. Anything going on with assembly lubes and any metal shavings from machining or anything like that, we want to make sure we flush that stuff out right away, and then we get another fresh oil change in there with a fresh oil filter. And I think we'll take this oil filter over to Eric's at some point and cut it open, see if there really was anything in there. So stay tuned for that. Let's jump under the truck, get this oil changed. I think this will also be a good opportunity. It's been a while for some of you, and if any of you are new to the channel, it'd be kind of cool to see the turbo piping from underneath, and kind of how it's all routed. It's pretty neat. So let's hop under the truck and take a look. So as we're going under, this is always a great spot to show the intercooler. We're just kind of right in front of it here. I don't know what happened here. I fixed this before, but this comes up. It's just these plastic clips that go from underneath, the expansion clips. They come undone for some reason. I just got to get in there and get those things fixed again to hold this, you know, this painted piece on there. But you can see the intercooler really well from this height. It just really squeezes nicely in there, behind where the front license plate normally would be. We get a couple rows of cooling in the super awesome bumper gap up here. A lot of people like to close that up, but in my case, actually getting a little extra airflow through the intercooler through the giant bumper gap. All right, so there's that brand new oil pan. Let's get this draining, and while it's draining, I can show you the rest of the turbo piping under here. There we go. All right, looks like pretty fresh oil coming out of there. Now while that's draining, let's back up here a sec. So we're just under the front bumper here, and you can see, so here's the intercooler tucked in there. This pipe is coming down from the turbo into the intercooler, flowing through the intercooler, and then this is the charge pipe going straight up to the intake. You can see the blow-off valve is actually way down here. We had to get it in line before the MAF, and the MAF is just up about another foot up that charge pipe there. So here's the oil drain here, tapped into the front of the oil pan. So all the oil that's flowing through the turbo drains down through the oil drain here into the front of the oil pan. And right back here, kind of behind the oil pan here, is our crossover pipe. So the driver side header crosses over to the passenger side header so they can both flow into the turbo together. So then all the rest of it's in the fender and on top, but that's what it looks like from underneath. Looks like this is just about done draining. We'll give that another couple minutes, and I'm going to hop up here and remove the oil filter. So truck's back down on the ground now, and last little tidbit before I let you go for the evening. One of the best, most fun parts about having the turbo set up is I have to fill the oil through the dipstick tube, because the stock riser for the oil fill is directly under the downpipe for the turbo there. So because of that, I fill the oil through the dipstick tube, and that takes a while, so I won't ask you guys to sit through that because I will be here for a while. So now that the first oil change is done, we're gonna finally get to put some miles on Gramps, and I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. So If you have any questions about the build, the motor, you know, what's coming next, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. The next step is to load the tune on, and I'll show you guys how I do that once I get it. Pretty straightforward, but kind of an interesting, cool process. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really exciting for me, kind of just fun to bring you guys along for the ride. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.